And if you go to thegreatgive.org, and never forget that word, thegreatgive.org, you could donate to all the groups that you support in New Haven. And this half hour, you're going to hear why it's a great idea to give to literacy volunteers. And we're going to get that market. Let's get up to 3 million, folks. We're at 2.5 and change. Let's get up to all the way. Literacy volunteers of Greater New Haven. Lou Perno is with the organization, is joining us this segment. Lou, thanks for making the time.
It's good to be here, Paul. Thank you for having me part of this program. Such an important event at this time, especially during COVID-19. This is an unbelievable time for nonprofits, and the Great Give is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for us to raise funds to impact this terrible crisis and to continue enabling us to carry out our mission.
All right, so let's talk about that mission, Lou Perno. But first, we ask everyone to sing a song or read a poem. What you got for us?
Okay, I didn't find a poem, but I found a favorite quote of mine,
Okay.
and I think it's pertinent to this time. It's by the late Robert F. Kennedy, and it's something that I've always used in a lot of my reports. And it goes like this: some men see things as they are and say, why? I dream things that never were and say, why not?
That's a good one.
I think it's appropriate at this time. I think it's a time that we have to start to think outside of the box and think about all the possible effective ways that we all can work together to beat this crisis.
And what are some of those dreams? How they play out with the literacy volunteers of Greater New Haven? What dreams are you stoking?
Well, you know, our biggest dream and our biggest mission is to impact literacy. And we've been doing it for 45 years, providing free literacy classes to individuals who don't speak English, who come from over 57 different countries
57.
into our country and into our region area that need to learn English. And also for the neighborhood people and native English speaking individuals whose reading skills are so low that they can't find jobs, good jobs. They can't read to their children, help them with their homework. They can't read the labels on a prescription bottle. And that's so why literacy now is vital, and impacting reading more so with our students is our dream during this time. That we, as an organization, we have not stopped operating during COVID-19. My goal was to continue our tutors remotely to impact. Right now we have 800 students.
Wow.
Region-wide. And from the first week in March that this pandemic really started to hit home, my staff were given the task of reaching our almost 300 tutors and getting them to explore all kinds of remote opportunities to continue educating our students in reading, so they in turn can make an impact and they can effectively deal with this health crisis.
300 tutors, 800 students. Are they all adults, the students?
They're all adult students, yep. Our program specifically impacts adult students who have either need to learn English or who have very low literacy skills.
And are they joint classes as well before the pandemic, or was it all one-on-one tutoring?
It was all, our approach is mainly a small class approach, 1 to the maximum 4 students. Sometimes we do have some one-to-one situations, but it's mainly been small class tutoring that goes on throughout Greater New Haven at various sites, libraries, community centers, adult ed programs, Panera Bread, some very unique sites that we have small tutoring classes going on, Starbucks, Planet Fitness, you name it. Wherever we could find a spot for free, we place our tutors there with students to go through a tutoring process 1 to 2 hours per week.
So now you've had to make that transition, Lou Perno. You've described how you've kept the work going, 300 tutors, 800 students. How has that transition gone? I know a lot of people don't have easy access to the web, who are the students. Some teachers might not be great with Zoom or Facebook Live.
Right.
I assume that's more work than before for your staff to make that happen. How's that going? What have you encountered along the way? How
Well,
many people up and running?
from the very beginning, the task for my program managers who work with the tutors was to learn and to participate in as many webinars and educational opportunities to learn all the variety of remote opportunities that we could present to our tutors. They met with tutors in small Zoom meetings, talking to them on the phone, texting them, and it took a couple of weeks, but we've really finally gotten tutors to start thinking that there are other ways to do remote tutoring. We have tutors who drop off assignments in mailboxes for students. Anything possible to continue the learning process. My tutors continue to work on that.
So
Yes,
how many of the 300 are up and running, and how many of the 800 are being reached?
Yeah, I would probably say there's a probably good 75% of the 800 are
Wow,
being
that's
reached
great.
and engaged on
Great.
some capacity. Tutors, probably of the 300, maybe a good 65% are continuing to have some kind of remote tutoring going on.
Lou, that's a great pivot by your group. Greater New Haven, Literacy Volunteers of Greater New Haven. I didn't realize you're around 45 years. And this is
45
they
years,
can
yeah.
use some extra help as they're pivoting to the web. And if you go to thegreatgift.org, where we encourage everyone to go give to all the organizations we love in New Haven, this half hour, let's shower a little extra love on literacy volunteers of Greater New Haven. And if you want to throw in a few coins to the New Haven Independent, WNHH Radio, Valley Independent Sentinel, we'd love that too. Lou, how long you been involved with the group?
I've been with the group almost 3 years, but in nonprofit world, close to 40 years. Have born, lived, worked in New Haven for many, many years. New Haven has a special place in my heart. I grew up here, been impacted. I've been impacted by many, many human service organizations. I wouldn't be here because of that. And so my passion for New Haven and for nonprofits in New Haven to be effective is great. And
Where did you grow up in
means a
town?
lot to me.
What part of town did you grow up in?
New Haven.
No, what part?
Oh, Fairhaven, actually.
And how was literacy there when you were growing up? You grew up in the 60s?
I grew up in the 50s. Literacy. I mean, there were literacy programs. I worked actually. My first agency that I worked at was Farnham Neighborhood House, where we had actually.
I knew you were going to say Farnham.
We had literacy classes going on there. It was a one-to-one. A tutor would come in. I mean, Fairhaven was a neighborhood of mainly Italian, Polish, German-born families at that time, where speaking English was an issue. And the history of literacy volunteers is basically providing English classes initially. The whole, expanding it and broadening it to impacting native English-speaking individuals is sort of a newer phenomena. That probably started a good 25, 30 years ago or more. But historically, literacy volunteers came about because there was a great need to, work with the influx of immigrants coming into the United States and needing to learn the English language. And so, when we first were established, that was our main mission. But we also know and truly know the impact of low literacy on, the employment, on families, on housing, the ability to get food, and especially, and this is why we think our services are just as important as the many other great, valuable community services that are going on during COVID-19. Literacy is vital right now. Without good reading skills, students and adults cannot read prescription bottles, cannot read the information that's being put out by COVID-19. One of the things the first week my program managers did was find simple very easy, readable COVID-19 information to send out to all of our
Mm.
students.
So in addition to
Uh,
making that technological pivot, you're also getting the information out. Lou, is there any particular book that once people start getting their feet wet with learning the language and you're getting them reading, is there any particular book that helps people fly, really get their arms around reading that people do well with in the early stages of literacy?
well, I mean, we use a variety of curriculum. I mean, we're state funded. All our students are pre and post tested. So there is a reading curriculum that we follow. But there's a program that we're seeking right now to get funding for. It's called our Lexia Power Up program. It's a software program that students could access at home, and it's lessons in reading. And we're looking to raise funds through the Great Give to purchase. It's a $9,000 program, but we feel that our remote tutoring could become even more effective as a result of that particular software
Was it so
program.
interesting? It sounds like you were onto that program before COVID, and that now you're seeing
Yep,
that we're going to be
we
going in that
have
direction
used
more
it years ago. We were on licenses with various other organizations. It's very expensive, and but one of the things we learned after 2 weeks is that had we had this Alexia program, our remote tutoring could go on a lot more effectively.
So let's help you with that. Maybe if people go right now to thegreatgive.org, not forgetting the, and go to
That's right.
literacy. I see there are two literacy volunteer groups. You're Literacy Volunteers of Greater New Haven. Are you affiliated with Southern Connecticut?
We're not affiliated. The one way we are affiliated, we're all members of the national, which used to be called Literacy Volunteers of America. It's now called Pro Literacy. And we're all members of that same national organization, but we run our separate entities.
And there's so much need around. I'm sure that you guys are all in it together.
Oh, we are.
Tell me about a day, Lou Perno, when you've had this job, where something happened that stuck in your mind and said, this is why we do it. This is why it matters.
The day that, yes, there's been many, many wonderful, wonderful, rewarding days where a student comes in and says to our receptionist or one of our program managers, guess what? I got a job. I got a job because I was able to increase my reading skills, complete a job application, go for an interview, and get a job. The other, we had a student just prior to this, the whole COVID-19 incident, came in and said, I passed my driver's license exam. Because one of the things we do provide is driver's license exam preparation classes, like we provide citizenship preparation classes, and like we provide work development preparation classes. We hear all those stories. We had a student came in and started looking at writing her own book. She wanted to start writing children's books because of what she learned. We do a publication at the end of the year called Hear Our Voices, where we ask all of our students during the year to write essays about what they've gotten out of this program, but also essays about their lives. That document is unbelievable, and I hope I could get you a copy of it. It's these stories, they're true stories that these students have gone through and what they've experienced because of low literacy, but how their lives have changed significantly because now they can read a lot better.
Lou Perno, it definitely sounds like you are doing God's work at Literacy Volunteers of Greater New Haven, and we can help you. We're helping each other through the COVID-19 pandemic. It's one community, and we're doing it through the Great Give, organized by the Community Foundation of Greater New Haven. Harry, if you're watching on Facebook, Harry put the leaderboard. We're up to $2.568, almost $569 million raised. We got another 8 hours and change to go. Let's pour it on, folks, because we're going to have the year that tops all the years that we've done this.
Yes, we would appreciate it. We want to meet our goal of $10,000.
And you're up at 5642. Okay, we got to get you there. We got to get you there.
Yep. I think we can do it.
We can do it.
We've got a great board, a great staff. We've got great donors and friends of Literacy Volunteers.
All right. Well, Lou Perno, we're going to try to pour it on and get there. Thanks for joining us today on the
Thank you.
Radiothon. Keep up the great work. And Harry
Thank
Droz,
you.
our
And
station
thank you,
manager of any station.
WNHC Radio.
And he said, "Good, nice to talk to you." And Harry Droz, our station manager, thank you for the great work you're doing on the Great Give. It looks seamless and sounds seamless, folks, but behind the curtain, our station manager is working on so many platforms from his home bunker and getting it so you can listen to it on W103.5 FM, watch it on Facebook Live, hear it live streamed on WNH and at W at newhavenindependent.org. So thanks for hanging with us, folks. We're gonna take a break with some music. Come back at noon. Alan Appel is gonna take a turn here in the host chair. And in the meantime, thegreatgift.org is where we head to pull together as a community and get through these tough times. I'm Paul Bass. I'll be back on at 2 o'clock. Thanks for joining us on The Great Gift.